Whether it's showing up for a meeting, a gathering, or someone's life, showing up with purpose and passion goes beyond just presence. Bringing your authentic self to the moment with a clear intention to contribute and engage allows you to connect, create, inspire, and make a difference. Join us on Saturday, March 16, 4 o'clock p.m. Pacific Time. Sunday, March 17, 7 o'clock a.m. Philippine Time. As our panelists talk about how showing up and showing out left memorable impact and lasting bond. All that and more, only here on INC Radio, Mountain States.
Ready?
Yeah, ready.
Okay, good luck. For the roads.
Sure, where we're at and
More time. Ready?
Please continue to submit your greetings and we'll be sure to read them throughout the show. Back to you, Sister Macy.
Welcome back to another episode of Explore Mountain States.
That's it for the weather
And
updates.
moving on to our district news update.
only here
On INCRadio, Mountain States.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to all of our listeners and viewers worldwide. You are tuned in to INC Radio DZM 954, and of course, you are here with us on INC Radio Mountain States on this beautiful Saturday afternoon. It's March 16, 4:04 p.m. Pacific, 5:04 p.m. Mountain Time, and of course, over there in the Philippines, 7:04 a.m. Magandang umaga po sa inyo dyan sa mga nanonood natin sa Pilipinas. Kasama pa rin ang INC Radio. Hopefully, kasama ng inyong morning coffee at breakfast. And once again, brothers and sisters, we are joined in by our crew here on INC Radio Mountain States. We have our Ate Mylene and Kuya Ron broadcasting live from Las Vegas. Say hi.
Hi, everyone.
Hi there.
There they are. And of course, I'm your host for this afternoon, Sister Macy. I'm also broadcasting live here in Las Vegas, Nevada. We are going to talk about a wonderful topic this afternoon, brethren. So, first and foremost, we want to thank you for showing up to this broadcast. And we hope that by showing up, you are going to once again be entertained, learn, and of course, be edified in our faith, because that's what we want to do here on INC Radio Mountain States. So we have very special guests that are joining us today to talk about this topic, showing up and showing out. I'm going to quickly introduce one by one here. We have Brother Brandon Dabu from the local of Las Vegas. Hi, Brother Brandon.
Hi, Sister Macy. How are you?
Very good. Well, thank you for being here. Thank you for showing up. There you go. We're
Yeah.
just thanking everyone for showing up today. So I know a lot of people already know you, Brother Brandon, but please, just a quick intro, your name, local, your office in the church, and what you do day to day, your profession.
Sure, Ate Macy. So my name is Brother Brandon, of course. For all the viewers out there, I'm from the local of Las Vegas. And I am a deacon, and I'm also currently the president of the booklet organization in the local of Las Vegas. Profession-wise, I work in the medical field. For those who've tuned in before, they probably see me, and I've done some seminars for the CMDPS. So I am a registered nurse, and I work in the community as a nurse. So, yeah. That's
Nice.
it.
Thank you, Brother Brandon. And obviously, of course, you showed up today, which means that, showing up for you is important. But how do you define showing up?
How do I define showing up? That's a good question. So showing up for me is just really about, okay, first of all and foremost, I think physically just being present. Okay.
Okay.
I think it's important, but I think even more is mentally. I think showing up, I think, sometimes we think just showing up, if we show up to a party, we show up to a gathering, we just show up just in general. Yes, physically being there, but I think more importantly, it's just like mentally being present in the moment in that time. I think for me, that kind of encompasses the idea of just showing up.
I like that, because I think you can actually show up to something, right? But you're
Absolutely.
not actually there.
Yeah.
There
Yes.
are those. Okay, so we will actually discuss more of that as we go along with our topic. We're going to introduce our second guest. We have you already have seen him before, Brother Rolf, or Dap Kabiltis from North Las Vegas. Hi, Brother Dap.
Hello po, I'm Brother Dap from North Las Vegas. I'm happy to be here again po. Thanks for having me again.
Yes, of course, Brother Deb. It's our honor and our pleasure for you to be here. We're talking about our topic is showing up. What is for you the difference between showing up and actually showing out? Just so we just want to give our audience an idea of how this discussion is going to go through.
Yeah, so all right, you got me. But anyways, so showing up is one thing, but showing out is a different one. Maybe the difference will be if someone shows up, you know he's there. But if someone show out, he made you feel that he is there. I think that's one of the main differences of
All
both.
right. It's like it's different, but if you see a person, say, I see Ate Mylene, she's there, she's here at this event, whatever it is. But it's different if you actually felt her presence, right?
Yes,
You
but
didn't feel her presence, and that means she didn't actually show out. She just showed up. Okay, that's very good. Even philosophical in some way, right? Okay, so let's hear from our next guest, one of my favorite couples here in the local of Las Vegas. We have Brother Marcus and Sister Julson Ramos. Hello, po.
Hey, Sister Mercy.
Hello.
Hi. Well, just like what we did with Brother Brandon and Brother Ralph, but just a quick introduction of both of you, your locals, your offices in the church, what you do for work and all that.
My name is Sister Jolden. I am a choir member in the local of Las Vegas. And in regards to my profession, I am a mammography technologist. So I help detect breast cancer for a lot of female and male out there.
And I'm Brother Marcus. I'm a deacon in the local of Las Vegas, and I'm IT, so I just turn stuff off and turn it back on.
Is it the number one troubleshoot technique, right? Reboot, restart. I love it. I love it, Brother Marcus. Well, that's actually very important. But for the two of you, okay, so what does showing up mean to the two of you?
I think it means a lot. I think I agree with Brother Brennan, Brother Ralph on what their definitions are when it comes to showing up and showing versus showing out. It makes a difference on the impact on other people's lives and what you bring to them in the future. And you never know how much of a difference it can make for them moving forward, whether you saved a life or whether they take it with them and they bring it to someone else. So I think that it allows people to just create that domino effect when it comes to just showing out for people.
And I think to take the showing out part. So she, Brother Ralph and Brother Dapp said it perfectly. It's about being there present. It's about being there present mentally, and then making an impact. And all that starts from whenever that happens to be, like, if you're talking about even a church event, or even when you're talking about like worship service, how prepared you are. Like, are you preparing the day before, everything, your uniform, all that, so you're actually being present in the moment, and people can see that from, even when they look at you, they know, oh, he's present, he's here, and along those lines.
I like it. And what I like also from what Brother Marcus and Brother Jolson said is that by you showing up and showing out, it actually doesn't just affect you. There are also consequences for other people, right? You can make an impact, you can make a difference on those other people as well. Okay, so I like how this discussion is going on. And I think the same feeling, is also with our live audience this afternoon. We have our live chat already fired up here, brothers and sisters, but I just want to acknowledge our early birds. The first ones here, we have Sister Annalyn Tumbali, who's saying good afternoon, brethren, from #Denver. And of course, we have Sister Malka Newcomb already greeting us. And I think she's saying greetings to all the brethren in Arizona, Colorado, New Mexico, Nevada, and Utah from the Newcomb family of #Henderson, #MTS, rock solid. And we have a lot of our brothers and sisters here just like wishing us well. They're saying like Brother Justin Ramos had another awesome MTS INCRadio is about to start. Well, happy watching. We also have some of our brethren in Salt Lake City who are actually commenting about our topic already. So I just want to read very quickly this note from Brother Anthony Arongai. Oh, and did I lose it? Oh, I didn't. Here it is. Brother Anthony said, showing up might just mean getting that attendance checked, but showing out means you added value to the meeting. Hashtag SLC. So that's actually another very good point for our topic today. Brothers and sisters in the live audio and live chat, please continue to share your thoughts with us and keep those hashtags going on so that your local congregation can win our hashtag challenge. But speaking of our hashtag challenge, we want to continue to promote our platforms, DZM 954 AM station, if you're over there in the Philippines. And of course, we have INCRadio.org. Check out that website if you haven't. And let's continue to always give our engagements on the live chat with our hashtag local congregation. So with that, let us acknowledge our winners from last weekend's hashtag challenge. Here they are. Top 5 most active. Number 5, we have South Las Vegas, Nevada. Congratulations. Number 4, Denver, Colorado. Number 3, Henderson, Nevada. Number 2, Salt Lake City, Utah. I love it. And number 1, West Las Vegas, Nevada. So we have 3 from the Nevada region, 1 Utah, and 1 Colorado. Thank you very much, brothers and sisters. We appreciate all the time that you spend for always showing up on the INC Radio Mountain States live broadcast. Now, to give you some tools for engagement, because remember, you have to send a unique comment, okay? You can't copy and repeat. Here it is. To our team live chat, please tell us the time when showing up made a difference and was impactful in your life. Okay, just share just a quick story, a quick comment that we can read online. Type your answers in the live chat. We'll try to read them during the show. And again, do not forget to put your hashtag local congregation. And before we continue with our topic for this afternoon, we just also want to learn all the things that happened in our district for the past week. So I'm going to pass this to Ate Mylene for What's Up, Mountain States?
What's up, Mountain States?
Showing up. Yep, it matters. But unless you show out, it's like discounting the whole thing. But speaking of showing out and making an impact, here are the district activities this week, led by different Christian family organizations and brethren who showed up and showed out. So here's our CFO in action.
CFO in action.
For our first activity, it is coming from South Las Vegas. So what we are seeing here is their Bible Youth Mission, Spam Musubi making. This actually inspired me to create myself, my own musubis. They're actually here. That I showed a while ago. It's very easy and fun to make, not to mention very yummy. And as you can see, all the brethren here, from the parents to the kids, having fun, enjoying their musubi and the camaraderie. So congratulations, South Las Vegas. This is inspiring. So all of you who wants to try it, ask the brethren from South Las Vegas. They have the molds, they have some of them are doing it manually even. So, yep, congratulations and thank you for sharing this activity with us. Go South Las Vegas. Spam musubi, everyone. There's Sister Trish. Up next, we have our Phoenix INC Giving activity. This is a snack distribution. So what happened here, I think the brethren went to a local park there in Phoenix, Arizona, and set up a snack station for passerbys. We see pizzas, we see donuts, we see all amazing treats, right? So it's whenever possible to do good to those who need it. And that's our stand as members of the Church of Christ, right? Making kindness and reaching out contagious. Congratulations to the local congregation of Phoenix. So as you can see, a lot of passersby really enjoyed the snack station they set up there. From kids. Ooh, look at that cheese pizza. Ate Roxanne, shout out to you and to all of our brethren there in Phoenix, Arizona. And then finally, we have a district-wide um, Christian family organization activity. So this is the mini concert held here in our Las Vegas Chapel courtyard, where brethren from Nevada gathered and showcased their talents. There you go. Held at Las Vegas Chapel. We had solo performances, duets, group performances. This was witnessed live for the Nevada region, and I think the rest of the regions, Utah, Colorado, Arizona, and New Mexico, were connected online remotely. Congratulations. There we go. We have performers from North Las Vegas. There we go. We see. I saw the kids, the CWS, Kadiwa, and the Buklod as well. Band together, Mountain States style. Congratulations to all the brethren who took part and, you know, for showing up and showing out. All right. More performances, group perform. I think this is South Las Vegas, right, Kieran? This is your local. Oh, West Las Vegas. Oh, yeah. We have regular performers from West Las Vegas. There you go. Congratulations, everyone. There's our Christian family organization overseer and Gary Ilagan. Thank you, Paul, for supporting that event. So that's our CFO in action for this episode. And before I give the floor back to Ate Macy, let's check on our team live chat. So team live chat, tell us, there's a question there left by Ate Macy. Let us know the time when showing up made a difference or was impactful to you. And I think we have one from Ate Flo. Ate Flo from Oregon, Satellite District of Oregon. Hello po. She said showing up means it is important and that it matters. Thank you, Ate Flo, and keep those comments coming. We'll be reading them to you. It's now time to give the floor back to Ate Macy and our panelists for our topic discussion.
Thank you so much, Ate Mylene, and thank you for the many activities that the Christian Family Organization had put together for us this past week for INCRadio Mountain States. I hope majority of us showed up to those activities, right? Because it does make a difference and impact in our lives, especially for our young kids. It's very important that we show them these wonderful activities that they can enjoy so that, their faith continues to be edified. So once again, thank you to the TFO officers here in the District of Mountain States. We are going to continue with our topic discussion here with our guests that have joined us this afternoon. We already found out earlier what showing up kind of meant to them, right? So we have an idea. I also do read, there's this self-improvement guy online in the name of Brian Ford, who gave a very simple definition of what it is. He said, and I'm reading verbatim here, it's very simple, but at the same time, it is very effective. The philosophy is show up and show out. It basically translates to you do it, and then do it your best. But what's really powerful about this is you're leaving value and opportunity on the table if you don't do both at all times. So basically, if you just show up but didn't show out like you did, it's a formula, right? But if you don't do both, you're actually missing out on opportunities, or you're leaving things on the table. You're not turning all of the opportunities that are available to you. And I think that's what we got from our panelists and guests this afternoon too. So let's ask them. I'm going to start with Brother Brandon here on you gave us your definition of showing up, but why is it important to show up? Whether it's something personally in your life, maybe a social event, right? Or something at work or something at church. It doesn't matter which three aspects, but why is showing up important to you?
Well, ultimately, I think why it's important to me is because I think one of the main reasons showing up, it's for me, it's more about commitment, right? So when I think about showing up, I think about, like, for me, it's a sacrifice in committing myself to something, and that's whether it be present of myself being there, of mine. I think what you kind of were just kind of addressing in terms of kind of like what the gentleman was saying about like leaving value, you know. And I think being able to stay committed to something is important to me. I think that's what motivates me, in making sure that I show up, 100% of the time. And it's really hard, for me to say that that you could show up 100% of the time, being there, always mentally present. It would be, it's very tough to do that sometimes, especially day in, day out. Especially if it's your profession or your job, sometimes you just eventually get to a certain point where you do get burnt out. But long term wise, I think it's always about like the commitment that you're investing into something, and the betterment of what that means to you, if that makes sense.
So, but is it a matter of so like if you committed to showing up, right? Say for example, you RSVP'd yes, and then you showed up. So you showed up to that commitment. But were there instances too where you're not necessarily committed to it, right? Like it's an optional thing, but you
Hmm.
showed up. Is that also important? Like when there are opportunities out there, they're optional. They're for you to take. Would you show up too?
I want to say yes. I want to say yeah. But the reality is, I think we've all been in that situation where, depending on, and I always bring this back to mood, right? I think mood
Mhm.
has a lot to do with it too. If you're tired, if you're hungry, if there's something going on with your mood wise, it's so hard to just be 100% committed and being able to be present in that moment. So I think that a lot of it that relates to, it's something that I practice with and that I struggle with every day. I try to take time every day, like at the beginning of the day, to just do something for myself, because your mood really sets the tone and allowing you to stay committed to the things that you want to stay committed to throughout the day. And I think that's important. I think that just developing kind of that behavior. But you're right. You're absolutely right. I think, showing up when you have that option to just, can't, you can take that step back if you want to. I think it's as human nature sometimes to just want to take the easy route. And I'll be the first one to say that I've done that numerous times. But you have to push yourself. I think I'm sure you guys had numerous discussions about pushing yourself outside your comfort zone and doing the best you can in situations. And I feel like for me, that's what's kind of, what pushes me to want to try to I guess, take advantage of that moment.
Yes, taking advantage, pushing yourself there. I mean, because that's a thing. When you're committed to it, it's more than likely that you'll show up, right? But when something is optional, then that's when you have that dilemma, right? So I'm going to ask Brother Ralph here. Was there a specific time when you didn't feel like going to an event? But then you actually did show up, and then you ended up, loving it. You had a blast, and you're like, oh, thank you. I'm so thankful that I actually made it to this event. Tell us about that.
All right, with regards to an event, I couldn't remember one actually, but to answer the same question, like, you're not gonna always feel like it, right? So if you have to do something important or not, sometimes you don't feel like it. But the thing is how important it is to you. Like, what does it mean to you? And that would answer either yes or no, right? Either you will go or you will just back out. So number one, it's how important it is to you. And then also, sometimes if you don't feel like it, like Brother Brandon says, I think he mentioned it about pushing yourself. I think that's just the main thing that people need to do to be able to move forward and get more out of life, is pushing themselves. And the discipline to do so is what struggle most people the most, right? The discipline, because discipline is like, um, whether you feel like it or not, you do it, right? Because you wanted the results afterwards. So you just gotta go through the process. But like I said, sometimes you don't feel like it, but there's just one word for you: push.
Right? This makes me feel like I should start showing up to the gym soon. It's one of those things you always tell yourself, oh, yeah, I'm going to be there, right? But I'm not going to be there. Yes, but I agree, Brother Ralph. Discipline, right? And pushing yourself. And it's funny that while we're talking about this, I start to think of all these times, when me and my husband will argue about, going to one thing or not. We love being home, but I've always been the more outgoing one. He's the one who's just like, oh, let's not do it, let's not do it. But I can't even count the times when I was able to convince him to come with me to something, and then he ends up like really having fun and like say, oh, I'm so happy that I went here, but one of the most important things for me is to show up on each and every event for our kids. I think that would be right now, it's the priority. But yes, it takes a lot of discipline. I'm going to read a quick comment here that actually commented regarding what we are talking about right here. We have Brother Wilfredo Lopez says, showing up to church activities made a huge difference to me. You get to do fun things with the people that you love and care for. And at the same time, you get to build the chemistry of the brethren. # West Las Vegas. So again, we're talking about, specific events that we're attending here. Brother Anthony Arongay says, showing up for church events hit different. I get to help out on a lot of them, and it helps out to edify the brethren and visitors. And although it can be tiring, it also helps me out. And he even added, Brother Anthony, also from Salt Lake City, said, back when I was still working as a software engineer, I got invited to a mixer. I didn't want to leave my job then, but I still showed up, with my daughter. She got a job right then and there. # SLC. So again, that's an optional event for him. He didn't have to attend that mixer. He already has his own company, his own job. But then, why not? Let's show up. And then from there, the results are his daughter got a job from it. So really amazing. I love it. And Sister Flo from Oregon. Hello, Sister Flo. She said, most of the times when you show up to something, it can be totally gratifying, and it would be the best decision made. I agree. There are many times in my life that had happened too. And so thank you for all those thoughts, brothers and sisters in our live chat. I'm going to ask now Brother Marcus or Brother Jolson, for you, what motivates you to show up to something, and how when they say that every day you should kind of have a purpose, right? And then so that means when you have that purpose, then you should actually do it. You show up to those things that you actually told yourself that you would. But what gives you that motivation? Because what Brother Brandon said, it's hard. You can't. It's not always easy to just get up and go. How do you motivate yourself, Bo?
So how, piggybacking off what Brother Brandon said, a lot of it does have to do with your mental. So I learned some years ago that if somebody invites me to something, or if there's something going on, people, I never want to feel obligated to do anything. So if somebody invites me to something, I'm like, oh, thank you for the invite. I'll see if I can be there. Because, I think a lot of times people get stressed out when they say yes, 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 and now you're obligated to now go, because we want to be people. You want to be a person of your word. So if you say you're going to be there, you need to show up. So I find myself a lot of the times, if somebody asks me to do something, go somewhere, I'm like, you know what, I'll think about it and I'll get back to you. Because the thing about it is too, as we all know, there's kind of we have a finite amount of time. Especially when you start having a family, a wife, your job. So how you dole out and how you spend your time is very important. And I've come to realize that too more, as I've been married. It's like, well, I need to have time, for us. So by staying in a positive mental space, by not feeling stressed like you are obligated to be somewhere, you now pick and choose the things that you actually want to go to. And so when you're there, it's like, I'm all in, I'm here, and you're there. So I think that's a big thing about it, is kind of protecting your time, protecting your mental, by staying in a good mental space. And then, even some that you spoke about, like going to the gym, sometimes it's really as simple as like, I just need to get there one day. And I think people try to jump into it like, I'm going 3 days. It's just one day, one step, and that's the thing with anything. It's something you don't want to do, but it's going to bring value to your life. It's just about taking a little baby step, just a little minor thing, and doing like that.
Yeah, sorry. That's something that I learned before getting married with Brother Marcus here. Before I got married, it was a lot of yes, yes, yes. If people asked me to do something, I was very much a yes person, a people pleaser, and they're absolutely right. It does take a toll on you mentally, because you cannot give your 100% every single time. And so after I got married, I changed my mental a little bit, and it's better to, show up and be there and give 100% and allow that quality instead of the quantity of the times that you say yes and you're just going to be there all the time. So definitely protect your mental health before you actually commit to something like that too.
I actually really like that, protecting your mental health and your time too. You have to be able to manage it. Just because it's there and you can, it doesn't mean that you have to show up to all these things. You have to pick and choose your own battles so that you can actually so that you can actually show up, so that you can actually be 100% present to these things. Because if you agree to 10 things for a day, but you can only be actively present to one, then you probably won't be present on all 10 at the end of the day. So I like that. That's a very good point. Brother Ron here has some tips for us on motivation too. Brother Ron, your motivational tip, to be able to show up, because I know you have to show up to a lot of things. It'd be good for you.
Well, yeah, usually I'm definitely here for showing up for our broadcast every week, and I'm usually in the background, of course. And today I actually had the opportunity to stay at home and broadcast out of my home studio. But today I know I had to be here at the chapel, and she was going to plan to broadcast live here. So I said, you know what, I'm going to just to help and support her to go ahead and show up. And the other motivation, though, was really the spam machine.
I was about to say,
that she
are you sure
had
it's not
made.
double serving?
If you hadn't showed up, you didn't get the
Very
chance.
beneficial. If you don't show up, you don't get to eat. And for the crew that didn't show up, I'm sorry. I have to. I'll take care of it for you.
I love it. And yes, Priya Ron here does make a very good point of like, sometimes you just have to like make that extra push to show up, not just because you're committed, but also because you think about the other people that will be affected by it, but then also for your own self too. You'll never know what you're missing out until you actually get up and go and do it. We want to learn from some stories from our dear panelists here, like just life lessons that you would love to share regarding showing up and showing out, in the variety of experiences in your life. Again, whether it's at work, personal life, or at school. Brother Ralph, let's start with you. Just a life lesson that is worth sharing to our listeners right now.
Okay, Paul. So thanks for the question. Life lesson. All right, big question, huh? So I think for life lesson advice, I should say, is become the best person you can be. Like become the best version of you. Because why? Because you will only live once. Don't act as if you're gonna live twice, right? So this is like your one shot in life. So make the most out of it. Impact as many people as you can. Help as many people as you can, to the best that you can. And of course, not forgetting all your responsibilities first for the family and also for the church. Those are the main responsibilities as members of the church, right? So, take care of that first and then commit to all the things that you want to do in life. Explore a lot of things, become more of who you are, improve yourself to whatever skills you need to learn, just so you can move forward with your life and not be stagnant. Because there's so much out there for every one of you. You just gotta go after them and then be committed, as they say. But
I
thank you.
love that. I super love that. So, brothers and sisters, when you do show up to something, put out the best version of yourself out there, right? You don't know what opportunities are waiting there for you. Brother Froland 2000 from our live chat said, you never know what opportunities are waiting for you, even when attending in attending such events. Again, whether this is church, whether this is for work, whether it's for, but if you go out there and just be like very nonchalant, not caring about anything, you're not giving the best impression, you're not giving the best version of yourself, then the people around you and the opportunities around you are only going to see a tidbit of who you are, right? Just it's not going to be impactful. You're not going to make value or difference on it. So you're already there, right? You're already there. You made the first step. So then the second step is to actually be there. So brothers and sisters, we will continue with this. But first, we would like to greet happy anniversary to Ka Arnel Desena and Ka Lisa Desena. That's a greeting from Sister Melka Nukum. So happy anniversary to you po. We always love Brother Arnel and Sister Lisa, also big supporters of INCRadio. We are going to go on a quick station break. When we return, we are going to discuss more about our topic, showing up and showing out. So please stay right here. Stay tuned on INCRadio, Mountain States.
You are listening to Iglesia ni Cristo Radio, the voice of truth.
Join us for another exciting episode as we launch our new segment, INC Kids in New Zealand in Action. In this segment, you will get to see and meet our little talented and adorable CWS in New Zealand.
Hi, I'm Clarence, and you can call me CJ.
Hi, my name is Brother Lucas Villegas.
Hi, my name is Janine. I am a choir member in the CWS in the church.
The result of Selfless Children Edition winners will also be announced, only here in INCRadio New Zealand Satellite Studio this Sunday, March 17th, 2024 at 7 p.m. New Zealand Daytime, 2 p.m. Philippine Standard Time. See you then!
Are you ready for some family fun? Join the Candelera family and the Codis family as they verse each other in a series of games that will test their family teamwork skills. Only here on INCRadio Australia Family Fun Games on March 24, 2024, 3 p.m. Philippine Time, 6 p.m. Australian Eastern Daylight Time. See you there!
Last week, we talked about the fundamentals of photography. This week, we are introducing some guidelines of basic video editing with our special guest, Sister Kate Arenas. Don't miss our episode this Sunday, March 17, from 11 a.m. to 12 noon, Philippine Standard Time. Only at INCRadio Hong Kong Satellite Studio, your Sunday lunch date.
And we are back. All right. Welcome back to INCRadio Mountain States. The time we have here is 4:41 Pacific Daylight Time. We're done with the standard or PST. It's now PDT. And we are still talking about showing up and showing out. We just want to have a quick shout out to our team live chat who are, sending their greetings and their messages. Again, happy anniversary to Sister Lisa and Brother Arnel Desena. Congratulations for one of my favorite love teams here in Mountain States. And also happy birthday to Brother John Jerez of Las Vegas, our CWS chairperson. We have a lot of team live chat on today. We have Sister Ellen Desena, Sister Trish Ignacio, Calito Balyada, hello po. Sister Shaina Ilagat, Ka Helen Paet, Ka Glenda Sonson, Ka Lina Dumait. There's a lot of them, so let me just read the names at least. Sister Litzy Ilagan, as always. Hello po, Ka Remedios Bolos, Ka Magdalena Boyd from Denver. Of course, our Ate Malca Nuko, ever supportive. And we have Sister Cindy De Ocampo, happy watching from Phoenix. Brother Marlon Sapno, who else do we have here? Ka Wilfredo Lopez and Ate Vicky, of course. Hello po. Ka Willie and Ka Vicky. We have Ka Len Berandino, Ka Drew Celajes. Of course, our very own Sister Shay Chavez. Hashtag Las Vegas. Thank you po, Ka Shay. Sister Elaine Dabo, hashtag Brother Brandon, Brother Brandon Dabo. We have Ate Remilyn Mendoza. Hello po, Ka Remy and Ka Ir Frank. Thank you all for tuning in and supporting today's broadcast. And again, don't forget to join our discussion by sharing your insights in the live chat. And don't forget to hashtag your local congregations for a chance to win the title of the hashtag challenge champions for our next week's broadcast. With that being said, I turn the floor back to you, Ate Mays.
Thank you, Ate Mylene, and thank you to our team live chat. Just want to do a quick shout out to Sister Ira Frank. She is she completely showed up and showed out this afternoon. She said, Joaquin, magluto ka na ng sinaing at nakiki-hashtag ako dito. Sabi niya. So Joaquin, Brother Joaquin, I'll translate in English. Sister Ira said, Joaquin, cook the rice now because I'm doing my hashtags here on To Radio Mountain Safe.
She is showing out, all right?
So, Brother Joaquin, I hope you are making the rice now. It is almost dinner time over there on Mountain Time. So thank you for that's from hashtag Denver. All right, we are getting into deeper into this discussion, and of course on a more serious note too, we want to now translate this entire topic into what we do for church, as officers, as members of the Church of Christ. So this question I'm going to ask, all four of our guests today, but we're going to start with Brother Brandon here. But as members of the Church of Christ, Brother Brandon, how does showing out resonate to you? And also, the secondary or backup question to that is, how does your membership in the church actually mold your ability to show out?
Well, Denise, I think the main thing in terms of kind of answering your question, why it resonates so much with me, especially being a member of the Church of Christ, I think it's so important that we put our like just our focus and dedication into, of course, our duties, our responsibilities, kind of like what called Ralph mentioned. It's so important that we kind of in our responsibilities that we have, that we give our all, to our Almighty God. He's given us so much. What more, but to give that back to Him. And I think that resonates just in so many other aspects in life too, because the discipline that we receive in church and learning kind of the values and even just the way that we're disciplined in our duties and responsibilities and prioritizing our life, is that kind of resonates in everything else that we do in our life. I think, most of my success I've learned from an early age from just being a member in the church. Is just as I got older, I just need to realize how valuable and how important that was. And I just, you learn as a child, all these things, and you start to realize, like, when you go into your profession and you start going into other avenues in terms of the ethics that you were given, it's like nothing compares to kind of the foundation that the church kind of brought you into and gave you. So I think that in so many ways, in terms of just using our ability to be able to give back to our Almighty God, and all the more what He's given us to be able to, I guess you could say, show out in everything that we do in life.
Thank you, Brother Brandon. And you are a living proof of like showing up, always being there for the local, on the activities that we need to put together. So thank you for that. But Brother Ralph, Brother Dap, for you, Bo, how does showing out resonate to you as a member of the Church of Christ?
Okay, Paul. So showing up resonate with me as a member of the Church of Christ. Maybe I would relate it to like what we talked about earlier about the impact, right? Or some comments says the value you give to the people around you. So, for example, Paul, as leaders, it doesn't matter if it's in the church or maybe you're a leader of organization or a group. When we are appointed as leaders or officers, especially the leaders, it's actually our chance to be a leader, right? It doesn't mean you're a leader already when you are appointed. That means you have to prove it, right? Leadership is just like a position until it's proven. And so we don't focus on positions. We focus on our contributions. And so that way we can make sure that we're having the right impact, being a good example to our brethren. And even if you're out there for your work, for your job, or maybe you're in a leadership position, keep that in mind, po. I think that would help you um, gain or make people move towards the same direction with you in life, right? And then lastly, um, always prepare, po, okay? Always prepare to whatever it is you're showing up to, right? Prepare, rehearse, especially if it's a meeting that you're gonna talk or you're gonna lead. You have to be prepared. Otherwise, the crowd feels it. Di ba po? And so, preparation is very, very important. I think one of the boxers said that you win the fight before the fight. So, because you practice. And so, before we even get there, we have to win it already. And then we bring that winning spirit to wherever it is. And then I think we would make a good impact. Apo. Thank you so much, po. Mhm.
I like that. Thank you, Brother Ralph, and thank you for connecting, leadership skills into this too. I think being a leader, one of the most important things in being a leader is to show up, to be there, and not just to being there, but to actually be prepared when you're showing up to these things. So thank you, Brother Dap. I know that a lot of our officers inside the Church of Christ have picked up from that. Brother Marcus and Sister Julesen, to you both, same question, as members of the Church of Christ and all that we do for our duties, how does showing out and showing up resonate to you?
Uh, it resonates to me because I think sometimes too when people hear the word showing out, they think of being like maybe the loudest one or the focal point of whatever's going on. But to me, it's more about I heard it a long time ago where somebody said that I want to have like I want to be so impactful that I'm forgotten. Like when you think about who invented the sidewalk or things like that are so impactful in our daily lives, but you don't even know who or when it was created. And when you think about having that type of impact, and you think about as it relates to us in the church, when you look at the leadership, when you look at the head deacons, they do so much. The ministers, they do so much behind the scenes, and you don't ever see it, but it has such a profound impact on so many lives. You know, I, I was a convert, so I've been outside of the church longer than I've been in it so far, and I can tell you that like since I've joined, my life has never been more peaceful. It's never been more dedicated to something. It's never been more focused. So, and these are all the lessons that we learn constantly, week in and week out. When the Bible talks about goal setting, it talks about you know not being lazy. It talks about all of these things that impact our lives so much. And without our ministers, without our head deacons, we wouldn't have these words because God's used them as a tool for us. And so that's what I think about when I think about that strong impact. And you have to think about the ministers, whether sick, tired, other things going on, they always show up and they show out to bring that impact into our lives.
Right. And on the opposite end of Brother Marcus, I actually grew up in the church, and I relate a lot with what Brother Brandon said. Is you don't realize when you're younger because this is what you're used to. This was your normal, right? Being an officer and growing up in the church, but you don't realize until you start creating your own path for yourself. And just being an officer allowed me to um, just create some type of organization and allow myself to know the priorities that I need to face as an adult. And one of those things, just like what Brother Brandon said, is you don't realize until you feel the successes that from Almighty God, and you put God first in everything, and He will just take care of the rest. And you know it, but really you don't realize it until you actually feel it, right? And it's hard to explain into words, but just as somebody who grew up in the church, again, it's like you don't actually feel that until you put God first in everything that you do.
Thank you so much. These are just very inspiring words from all of our guests here. And again, as members of the Church of Christ, I think those are the first skills that we have learned to is to be able to show up, to show up in all worship services, to learn those lessons from the Bible, show up on the activities, show up on choir practices, show up. It's very important. It's a very integral part of our membership in the Church of Christ. And thank you so much to our guests here, Brother Brandon, Brother Dap, Brother Marcus, and Sister Julson, for being able to show up and imparting these inspiring words of wisdom to our brothers and sisters that are listening, especially to the youth. And always very important for the youth to learn this important I won't call it a skill, but a discipline, important discipline of showing up and showing out. And we are about to close our discussion today, which makes me really sad, but I want to give an opportunity to our guest here to promote any local activity that they have going on so that the members under them can show up, and also just shout out to anyone that you have. Let's start with North Las Vegas from Brother Dap. Any activities that you would like to promote, and also shout outs and greetings to your families or to your co-officers. Go ahead, Bo.
Yes, po. Hello to all from North Las Vegas. Of course, I think we're gonna have a Binhi meeting tonight, and also I'm gonna speak with regards to as a district scan president as well. We have a district scan meeting tonight as well in Las Vegas Function Hall at 8:30 p.m. And of course, Saturday night it's North Las Vegas Guarding at Las Vegas Chapel. I hope all the brethren from North Las Vegas can hear this. So let's join us for tonight. And then also greetings to my family, my wife Juvie, my son Dominic, daughter Hershey, and my mom who's been helping us here always and all day. And so I appreciate you po, Mountain States family. We can see all your efforts every week. You never fail. You keep showing up and showing out, right? So without you even knowing it, you're inspiring somebody, and that's one of that. I am one of them, po. Okay, thank you so much, po, for your efforts. Very good.
Thank you, Brother Dap. Brother Brandon, any local activities or shout outs before us?
Teammates, just a shout out, of course, to my home locale, Las Vegas. All the you know. So again, for those tuning in all over, just not in our district, Mountain States, but also all over the world listening in, I also want to say hello to everyone. Local announcements in terms of Las Vegas, of course. I'm book club president from what was I going to say, first Sunday of the month. Be there, be square. So book club meeting first Sunday of the month. So that's going to be coming up in April. And then, of course, I think Kadap also mentioned it, is also just be diligent for all the brethren out there in Vegas. Keep guarding our chapel. It's important.
Absolutely. Very, very important. Thank you, Brother Brandon. And lastly, Brother Marcus, Sister Jolson, any greetings, shout outs, special comments to all our brethren all over the world listening to us right now?
Shout out to my family. Shout out to everyone in iglesianicristo, from our home locale, Las Vegas, as well.
And just want to say hi to everybody that's watching around the world. Keep being diligent, keep being hardworking, and keep being dedicated to your duties, and especially your locales. It's you may not get recognition, but it's not forgotten. It's not unseen.
Thank you, Brother Jules, and thank you again to our beloved guests for showing up this afternoon on another episode of INCRadio Mountain States. Quick greetings from our brother Justin Ramos here. Thank you for another great MTS INCRadio episode from #Gilbert. And we also have Sister Sally Samorton all the way from the Philippines watching us this afternoon. And lastly, Brother Anthony Oronga said, I don't think if I'd come out as I am now if I didn't show up in my Bible studies back then. So thank God my wife didn't give up on me. I've grown immensely as God's servant since then. There's also a comment from Brother Rod earlier where he said, I remember showing up for every Kadiwa formal event on every region of our district. So he didn't miss anyone. And he said, I never regretted going to those activities and purchasing, purchasing the plane tickets for it because it's all over the region, right? So thank you for that, Brother Rod. And we have another brother that says earlier this morning we had to show up to scheduled visitation. It's a little more difficult to do when it's a Saturday, it's a weekend, but good thing I did because we got to visit and edify brethren in their homes. That's how important it is to show up and show out for our brothers and sisters and do our duties to our Almighty God. And as we heard from today's discussion, showing up and showing out is a reflection of our commitment to honoring God's words in all aspects of our lives. May it be in our professional lives or personal lives, we make positive impact to show people how our faith guides us. So brothers and sisters, I hope this is a good takeaway for you. Please, let's show up. Activities are out there for us. Our church administration had put it all out for us. Let's show up, show out, and give it our all. And let's show this to our children. It's very important that our children nowadays learn the value and importance of being there, whether it's professionally and especially for whatever we do inside the Church of Christ. So with that, I'm going to pass this to my co-host, Ate Mylene, for the promotion for next week's INC Radio episode. Go ahead, Ate May.
Thank you, Ate Macy. Another wonderful topic discussion. And again, thank you so much for all of our panelists' insights and also our team live chat. Thank you for being active. Please join us again next Saturday for another episode of INC Radio Mountain States, March 23rd. This time, this is March 23rd on a new time slot, 4 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time, March 24th, 7 a.m. Philippine time. It will be about smiling, saying hi, and making new friends. Ate Marie, I love this topic. That's only here on INC Radio, DZM 954, changing lives through God's Word. Ate May.
Thank you very much, Ate Mylene. And of course, we do not forget to thank our dear Executive Minister, Brother Eduardo V. Manalo, our CEO, President of SEPSI, and CFO Coordinator, Brother Angelo Arana Manalo, for being able to give us this platform to connect with our brethren from all over the world. Thank you to our station manager, Brother Arnel Solano, our executive producer, Brother Manly Andaya, and of course, our district minister, Brother Lowell Nukum, along with our assistant district minister, Brother Oliver Canlas, and to our CFO overseer, Brother Christian Ira Ross, and of course, our district multimedia crew, always supporting us to this. And lastly, the avid listeners and viewers of INC Radio Mountain States joining us every Saturday on this broadcast. Thank you to all of you, as well as to our technicians, our Kuya techs over there in the Philippines, supporting this broadcast, even though it's very, very early in the morning over there. So thank you to all of you. This is all the time we have. And we hope that you enjoyed our broadcast this afternoon and you have learned from it. Thank you for watching and listening to INC Radio Mountain States. Please continue to tune in to INC Radio DZM 954, changing lives through God's words. Up next is INC Radio Canada. See ya. See you next
Advance
week.
happy birthday to Brother Justin for all of us here on INC Radio and from Sister Melka and the Nukum family.
Happy birthday, Brother Justin.
Thank you for everyone. Bye.
Thank you, Brother Brandon, Brother Dad, Brother Marcus, Sister Julson. Thank you.
Thanks for
Welcome. Thank you.
We'll catch you again next time.
Yes.
Kuya Tech, if we can be in green video for everybody and say hi or bye. Up next is INC Radio Canada.
Last week, we talked about the fundamentals of photography. This week, we are introducing some guidelines